Hi everyone, Marilla here, making use of the fact that my baby is napping and hopefully stays for the next few minutes sleeping. I thought I'd share with you my super happy video of all my recent winnings. As I mentioned recently, I was very lucky this year and I managed to win quite a few crafty prizes, which helped me with not having to purchase a lot of things, which was really nice. And I thought I'd just share with you some of the winnings and things I got with some of the vouchers and so on that I won, because maybe not all of the companies are known to you, so I thought I'd just share that. So on the very day when my daughter was born, which was the 14th of January, I actually won a giveaway over at Unico Stamps, or Unico Stamps, which is a UK company, and I won a £25 voucher to their shop. And I waited a bit before I purchased anything from them, because they had a few new releases and I wanted to see what they release as well. And I'm very glad I did, because the new release was awesome. And this is what I got. So I got a lovely personalized note from Bev, who is the owner of the shop. Like I mentioned, this is a shop that is based in the UK. They have stamps and they also have now stencils and some other goodies that they're providing. If you have never heard about them, I would really highly recommend to check them out. Their price point is pretty good. They are a European company, so for those of you who, like me, are based in Europe, their shipping is relatively nice in comparison to the American brands for sure. And they have a lot of kind of pretty, well, like their name says, Unico. You know, they have a good few unique kind of stamp sets as well, which I really like. So yeah, this is what I got. I purchased this, which is like this little music graph. I actually don't know what the right term for this is. Probably should have checked it, but to be honest, I just jumped right on to taking the video when the baby is sleeping. I didn't have time for much research. I'll link all the companies and all the products anyways in the description box below, so you can find them that way, because the stamps unfortunately don't have any names on them, so I don't actually remember what the name of this stamp set is, but I think you know what it is. This is like kind of sometimes when music is shown in this way and you can see the kind of colors popping up. I thought it was a very unique kind of stamp set, and yeah, I thought it would be maybe good for masculine cards and for cards for people who are kind of into music and so on, but like you could just use it for the kind of graphic use of it as well. So I got that. This was a very inexpensive stamp set, but I thought it was very unique and I really liked it. I also got this beautiful daffodil stamp set, and I'm really upset that I didn't use it for my Easter cards, because that was actually the plan. I wanted to use them for Easter cards, but I totally forgot. I was so much into making my Easter cards with the Creative Smiles egg hunt or extraordinary egg hunt stamp set that you surely have seen on my blog and my Instagram, that I totally forgot about making cards with any other cards or stamp sets. But I'm sure I'll use that for more cards. I mean, this is a daffodil. It's a spring beautiful flower, so you can use it for other occasions than Easter. So I'm looking forward to using that. It's a really beautiful daffodil image and I like the sentiments as well, so I think it's going to be really nice to use it. On kind of the same thing, in their previous release on the topic of the florals, they had that lovely snowdrop stamp set, and I think it's also really beautiful and really unique. There isn't many snowdrops that I've seen around, and they're such a lovely little image of flowers. Again, lots of lovely kind of springy sentiments, so I'll look forward to using these as well. If not this spring, then next spring for sure. And finally, I got also this set, which is kind of a sentiment set, and I think it's also really very nice and versatile. You can put a lot of sentiments together. There's a bit of those kind of scripty fonts and a bit of nice delicate prints, and you can put them all together into different sentiments, you know, like let's party, enjoy your birthday, it's your birthday, time for party, and so on and so forth. So I really like those kind of sentiment sets where you can kind of build your own ones. I think they're very versatile, so this is what I picked up. So that was from Unico in the UK. I'm really grateful for that prize, and I will always remember about this order, since I won that prize on the day my baby was born. So it was a very important day for me. But this was not the end of my luck for this year, because soon after that I won this cute little set from Happy Doodle. Now the prize actually I won was from my crafty friend on Instagram, Carrie. Hi Carrie. And she sent me this. She had a few of these, I think, after Creativation, and she had a few of these to share. So that'll be a perfect stamp set to use with crafty friends, and to use for cards for crafty friends. So I think it's really cute. Crafty friends stick together because of all the glue. I think it's absolutely adorable, and fair play to Happy Doodle for having this little stamp set given out at Creativation, and as well for just making it, because I think it's really, really cute and very very special for us crafters. So I'll look forward to using that as well. Thanks, Carrie, again. What else was there? I won also a stamp set from Mama Elephant. That was the prize from their kind of monthly stampede when they have a new release. I've been participating in those blog hops, I call it, or that competition for months, if not years now, and finally for once I won. And it was really hard for me to choose a stamp set from Mama Elephant because, truth be told, Mama Elephant is a company and a brand that I love. However, for some reason, in the last few months, if not a year already, I haven't really purchased a lot of Mama Elephant stamp sets. Now, if you watched my previous haul video, you'll know I got the one from Simon Says, the Me and My Yeti, which was on sale. But for some reason, I wasn't really getting any of the other stamp sets, even though they're so adorable and I love them. Like, there were also all those bunnies, and there were so many other lovely releases that I really, really enjoyed. But yeah, I don't know, somehow I always found other stamp sets that I wanted more, and I haven't purchased a new Mama Elephant stamp set for a very long time, which is a bit of a shocker for me. So I was really happy when I won the prize, because I knew I would be able to choose something. But choosing something from all those releases that I have missed was really a big deal for me. Now, I try to be a bit practical, and I try to find a stamp set always that, isn't just fancy and popular at a particular moment. I try to always find something that I can use a lot over and over in the future, that is a versatile enough set, that I could maybe make for someone if someone requests a particular card, so maybe it's a bit different or something like that. So there were loads of beautiful florals that I wanted from my elephant, but I thought, okay, I've got loads of flower stamp sets, let's choose something else, loads of cutesy little bunnies and all that. And I was like, again, I already have maybe bunnies from a different brand or something, so let's go for something else. And then I really, really liked all of those stamp sets that they have recently came up with in Mama Elephant, or came out with, are those kind of groupings of animals. And that there is this cat one, there is a dog one, there is a snowman one, and a bunny one now for Easter. I'm not sure if there's any other ones, but I'm sure they will come up with more of them. And on my wish list, I actually really had the snowman image. However, I think it was February when I won the stamp set, and I was like, in snowman, Christmas and winter are still good 10 months away. I was like, yeah, I could get it, but do I really want to straight away dig into Christmassy looking kind of stamp sets? Not really. So I decided I'd go for the cats. So that's the Cat's Meow stamp set that I picked in the end. I have a cat myself. I am not a cat person or a dog person. I'm a cat and dog person. I love both animals equally. But truth be told, I'm not crazy about dogs in that dog equivalent of that stamp set, which is why I decided to go for the cats, because I think the cats images here are absolutely hilarious and cute. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to using that, because I think it's a super versatile set as well, and very, very different from what I have in my stash. So this is why in the end I decided to pick this particular stamp set. So hopefully that will be inked up soonish enough. Then I was also lucky enough to win a gift certificate from Fawn. Now, unfortunately, I have to say, for those of us who live in Europe, Fawn's shipping prices or shipping costs are awfully expensive and awfully high when it goes to shipping to Europe. So whilst I would love to be purchasing from them sometimes, directly, I don't think I will ever be able to afford doing that unless they had a sale that was absolutely incredible. So even though I had the nice voucher, it was a $25 voucher that I got from Fawn, it was really hard for me to choose stuff that I actually had on my wish list, because what I had on my wish list was, for example, I really, really wanted to get my hands on those dies, the pivot pop-up card or the kind of box card that you can make. And these are expensive die sets, and I thought, wow, the $25 certificate is going to be awesome. I can pretty much purchase most of that die with it. But then when I saw how much I would have to pay for shipping, that voucher that I won actually wouldn't cover shipping even, so it was a little bit counterproductive really to make that purchase. So what I noticed was that if I choose a few lighter dies, they would actually ship for slightly less than a standard stamp set, or even, you know, bigger die sets would ship for. So this is in the end what I went for. So I anyways wanted these two die sets, maybe less than those pivot cards and so on, but you know, these ones were in the end more worth it for me in terms of the money, as in, you know, the voucher I won actually covered most of, you know, these items and part of the shipping, so that wasn't so bad in the end. So I got those border line border dies, and I got thanks and happy birthday, and I think they are going to be really versatile and useful. So I got these two. I also got a little hello stamp set as a thank you for free from Lawn Fawn. I got also a few of those papers. That's what Lawn Fawn I think normally send. They usually send a little sample of their papers and a little hello or thank you or something stamp set, so, or stamp. So that was nice that I got that. And I also decided to go for the dies of the year 7 stamp set. I have the stamp set and I never got the dies. As you know, I very rarely purchase the dies because I don't mind die cutting or fussy cutting by myself. But I decided to go for this because like I could still put it into towards the $25 certificate, and it still didn't add enough bulk to the other dies that I could still avail of the slightly cheaper shipping. Plus I had an idea for the cards that I wanted to do with that stamp set, and I kind of needed the die for it. So surprisingly, actually, I have used these already before I even filmed about anything about them. And these are the 3 little cards that I made. So I'll just show them to you quickly. This one is a little wobbler. So for this one, of course, I could have fussy cut the piñata by myself. I added that sentiment from the line border. I think they look really cute, those sentiments. It's kind of something different, that die cut. So I'm really happy with how this card turned out. I also used Lawn Fawn Rainbow Perfectly Plaid papers for it. This is another card that I just made with a few piñatas that I colored, and I had them extra, so I decided to put them on the card. By the way, I'm already using my chunky rainbow gems, as you can see. So that's from my previous haul videos. I'm starting to use it, and that hello is that freebie that I actually got with that order, so that came handy. And this was the card that I wanted to make, that I kind of wanted to die for. So it's a little trifold card where it starts with hope your birthday is a, and then you open it and it's a smash, and all those candy pieces fell out of the piñata. I think it's a quite cute little design, and there's space for a message here. So I already made use out of my die and my stamp set finally, which I've had already for a long time, so that was really fun to do. And last but not least, definitely not least, the biggest winning that I had this year so far was a $75 voucher that I won for the Neatentangle Shop. That was a collaboration between Neatentangle and Tonic, I believe, and I won that voucher from the Tonic blog to the Neatentangle Shop. And like, I've never won a big prize like this before in terms of a voucher. So I was kind of overwhelmed with the potential, you know, the possibilities that $75 could get me. I waited a little bit as well with that order because I wanted to see what the new release brought. In the end, I went for things that I had on my wish list for a long time, and in fairness, now I kind of wish I waited till the April release, because there are a lot of stamps that now that I really like from the April release, but you know, let's get over it. I got a lot of things off my wish list and I'm happy with that. So I'm super grateful to Tonic for that $75 voucher. It was amazing for me to be able to purchase something that big without feeling guilty at all about spending any money. And that being said, like I mentioned before, and you surely know it, I rarely purchase matching dies for my stamp sets because I kind of prefer not to spend the money on the dies and buy another stamp set or maybe some new tools or coloring mediums or whatever. However, like, I don't mind fussy cutting. However, not everything really looks nicely fussy cut, and sometimes for certain techniques, like with that piñata, it's nice as well to have the dies. So because I had that voucher and it was really free spending for me, I decided that some of the stuff I would get with the matching or coordinating dice because it would make my life easier. And it was not as painful to buy the dice this time because I wasn't really spending my own money, so it was great. So I got this little sequin mix. Neatentangles usually include a sequin mix when you make an order directly from them, so that's a nice actually color combination. I don't have any colors like this in my sequins, so it's really nice. Then I purchased this Warm Wishes stamp set. It's a smaller stamp set, therefore it's also not very expensive, but I think it's really, really nice, pretty versatile. It could be Christmas, it could be winter, you know, just winter kind of birthday and stuff. I have a lot of friends who have their birthday around winter, so I thought this was a really nice versatile stamp set and not very expensive, so I picked that up. Then I got as well this Neat and Tangled Merry Kisses, which I think is absolutely adorable. I did initially have the die set for them as well in my basket or in my cart, but in the end decided that I can actually deal with fussy cutting these, and I just got another little stamp set instead. So I just got this stamp set by itself without the dice in the end. I think it's super adorable. Can't wait to use it towards the end of this year. And yeah, this is the card, the stamp set that I got in the end instead of the dice for the Merry Kisses. This is All My Heart, and it's a little thank you stamp set. I think it's really quite nice and versatile. I don't really actually buy a lot of thank you stamp sets normally because I used to always think that I wouldn't make too many thank you cards, but recently I'm making quite a lot of them, so I thought I'd purchase that because it's a little bit different of a stamp set as well to the ones that you would normally see. And like, I like the font, and I like the fact that this is solid. With the Misty, we can just stamp solid things now, can't we? So yeah, I really liked this, so that's what I picked up. Then I got this die. This is for the Floral Heart stamp set. I purchased this stamp set a while ago, and I thought I would get away without using the dies, so I only had the stamp set. But whilst I'm happy to fussy cut the outside of that stamp set, I'm not as happy to fussy cut the inside of it, and I think it looks really lovely to just be able to have that heart of florals as a kind of popped up image. So I thought I'd get those dies now that I had that budget from the winnings, so I got that die. Then I got a stamp set that I had on my wishlist forever, which is the Bloom one. It's a beautiful, beautiful stamp set. I absolutely love those little flowers here. Obviously, the sentiments are really nice, and it's lovely that you get a lot of those little tiny ones, little, you know, additional plants that you can add and make this cluster kind of bigger, or, you know, create your own one or your own background. And I decided to take those dies for that set as well because whilst this is not probably impossible to die cut out of fussy cut, I thought it would just give it a much cleaner look with the die, and I have a few ideas for this card where these elements would be actually cut out and popped up, so that's why I went for the dice. And last but not least, I decided to get as well one of their cute stamp sets, like the normal size stamp sets, and I decided to go for the wild ones. These are such cute animals. I know it's not a new set. I mean, this is already a few years old. I don't know if it's a 2016, like it's 2 years old. But I really, really love those images, and I think they're not very difficult to color since they're kind of very whimsical, so there isn't really, and like they have a lot of details in terms, you know, the turtle or the giraffe has a lot of spots, or the monkey is kind of sideways. They're not very complicated to color, I think, so I think even with my limited skills I'll be able to deal with them, and I thought they would be absolutely amazing for children's cards and so on. A lot of my friends, myself included, have now toddlers and families, so I thought that this would be a lovely stamp set to use for kids' birthday cards. And not only, of course, but that's what I thought would be really fun to use. So this is what I got from Neatentangled, and oh my god, I was so overwhelmed with this lovely prize that I got. I think this is absolutely amazing. So these are all the prizes that I'm sharing with you today. I actually still won a $25 certificate to Studio Katia. I still have to purchase something from them. I know exactly what I want to purchase. Sadly, the things are at the moment out of stock, so I'll need to wait a little bit before I can splurge. But it's nice because it'll kind of, you know, my freebies will keep coming throughout the years, which I think is really nice. So I'm happy to wait for the additional prizes that I won. I would sincerely hope that it continues that way, because I mean, to get all of this, you know, for free, or to just have to pay for shipping for in some instances, it was not really a bad deal. I think this is loads and loads of crafty goodies. So I'm really, really happy, really excited, and keep your fingers crossed that I keep winning this year, because it appears to be a good year for me. Sorry that this video is so long, but I was really excited about my prizes, and I hope so will you. You know, I mean, if you're watching that video still till now, that just means that you're interested in seeing what I got here. So I wish you all the best. Have a very good day, and I hope you win something too. Bye.